this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder the Capital One Bank guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also tell you about how Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bankguy. Capital One N.A., member FDIC.
Hey folks, owning a home means one thing. Something's gonna break. AC, plumbing, fridge, and it's never convenient or cheap. That's where American Home Shield comes in. An AHS Home warranty can help protect your wallet from pricey breakdowns on even your oldest appliances and systems. And if they can't repair the covered item, they'll replace it. So check out American Home Shield and get 20% off any plan at ahs.com/SYSK and see promo details. See ahs.com/contracts for coverage details, including service fees, limitations, and exclusions. American Home Shield. Don't worry, be warranty.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. There's Charles W. Chuck Bryant. There's guest producer Matt.
Yeah.
And Jerry's not here because Jerry is a storm sufferer.
Yeah, how did you fare?
It's pretty good. I mean, power was out for a little while, cable was out for a little bit. Nothing bad.
Yeah, we're talking about Irma. If this is obviously in the future,
right?
There may be another hurricane by then, for all we know.
Yeah, well, Jose's starting to circle back around, I think.
Yeah, that's what I see. But yeah, Irma came through Atlanta, which is weird for a hurricane and then eventually tropical storm to reach that far inland.
Right.
And I was kind of like, well, we get bad thunderstorms in Atlanta. We'll be fine.
Right.
Didn't make, I bought some extra milk for the kid but I didn't go nuts with, prepper style, stuff.
Right.
But, it was surprisingly scary. I'm here to tell you.
Were you scared?
Yeah. I mean, there was in our part of Atlanta got hit the hardest.
Yeah.
Sort of the East Lake, Decatur, Kirkwood, DeKalb County area.
Right.
And there was one moment where the trees, and we have all these old, Atlanta, for those of you who don't know, is a city built in the middle of a forest. So there are these old oak and pine trees that apparently have shallow roots from past droughts and things.
Right, because the roots kind of come toward the surface to get as much water. It's just not good.
Yeah, and I was kind of wondering, us, we like to just sort of study things in general.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at these trees swaying, and I was wondering about the physics of an uprooted tree, and then it's probably and the roots give.
Right.
And every time it swings, it probably just gets a little more unstable.
Yeah.
And then the big gust.
And then.
So we had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 huge trees down within 1,000 feet of our house.
Oh man, you lucked out.
So we were just sort of waiting. I was just literally all right, which one is coming?
Yeah.
To hit us. And there was one huge gust that came through at one point where it was so scary sounding that we grabbed the animals and our daughter and ran into the hallway.
Wow.
And Emily stayed there with her and the animals. I couldn't, I was pacing from window to window the entire time.
What's going on?
I was like, if I can see it coming down, I might give us a half a second to get out of the way.
Yeah.
But I did see one come down behind my house in real time.
Right.
Which was scary.
I'll bet. That must have been kind of amazing to see, though, too.
Yeah, and the sound, obviously we got nothing like Florida, so I'm not trying to compare, but it was a little scary.
Right.
And we didn't have power for 3 days, which is not fun.
So I've never seen a tree fall down in real time. So settle a bet.
Okay.
Does it make a Wilhelm scream as it's
It
falling?
did. It started to fall, then it went, ah!
Maybe we can get Jerry to dub in a Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, the wrong one.
We're never going to let her live that one down, huh?
So anyway, it was fun at first not having power. And then also wanted to announce, because people care so much about our pets because they're part of the show.
Yeah.
On Monday or Tuesday, it was Tuesday, we took the wizard in because he had been hiding, and whenever animals start doing weird things like that, it's not good.
Yeah.
And, like the other 3 over the past 9 months, tumors all over his body.
Man.
So we put him down yesterday, with no power, but had one really great night the night before with we were forced to just be quiet and there were candles lit because it ended up being this peaceful candlelight vigil,
right?
Because the power outage kind of forced that upon us.
It's neat how life works out like that sometimes.
Yeah. I was going, if that hadn't happened, we might have just been watching TV with him.
Right.
And, still petting him and caring for him, but.
Right, he's just like, Game of Thrones again.
I quit Game of Thrones.
Well, I'm sorry, Chuckers.
Did I quit Game of Thrones?
Yeah. No,
really
I mean,
hard.
not just from me, from everybody. I'm sorry.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
It was Emily. I mean, I was wrecked, but Emily is destroyed because this cat, was attached to her body for 15 years.
Is that how old he was?
Yeah. And, we got great lives out of LaRon, Buckley, and Wizard. So they were good, long, full lives.
Yeah.
But, when you get together with a human and you get 4 animals in the space of a year or so, it's all good times. And you don't think about the end of that.
Yeah. Oh, well.
The succession of deaths in quick order that can happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Now they're all here. Now they're all gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought maybe we'd lose one a year or every couple of years, but
sure.
It's no, November, February, September.
Yeah, that is quick succession. For sure.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, just want to get that out of the way.
Well, hang in there, man.
Thanks, dude.
And hats off to you for coming in.
Yeah.
Rather than just being nope.
Well, we don't pad the queue like we used to.
No. Which is good. It keeps it fresh, but there's also less room to just be nope.
Yeah, we can bring breaking news on crayons.
Right, exactly. I was going to say, during Irma, did you guys, with your power out, scribble anything with crayons?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, eventually we sent my daughter over to my grandparents just because not my grandparents, her grandparents.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just, she was getting a little cagey.
Mm-hmm.
And quite honestly, I think we were getting a little cagey.
Yeah.
But at first, there was crayon play.
Yeah.
Crayon play.
The big fat kind?
Yeah, she has the big daddies right now.
Because, I mean, she's got a little hand, so that's what she uses. That's the only kind she can grip.
Yeah, better to scribble with.
Right. Her fine motor neurons are not quite refined enough to hold the normal, traditional size crayons.
Well, I mean, she would hold it, but she would hold it like she holds a longsword.
Right.
Yeah,
I know what you mean by the longsword reference.
With a deathly purpose.
Right. So, it turns out, Chuck, I don't know how much of this having a young one with crayons. I don't know if you read the back of the box and you're oh, okay, that's the history of crayons, huh?
Oh, is it on the back of the box?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't even know. I haven't
Right.
seen a crayon in years, but I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is it normal to weep quietly while you're researching crayons?
Did you have a nostalgia burst?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, just the idea of that box with the logo and the smell of them.
We're talking about Crayola crayons, obviously.
Yeah.
You might as well just go ahead and get that out of the way.
And it's really funny because this How Stuff Works article went to great lengths to just be about how crayons work.
Yeah, a nice effort.
Yeah, but they, still, I mean, it's Crayola that you're talking about in the United States when you're talking about crayons for the most part.
Yeah, and so much so that the author didn't even really talk about Crayola as a company much.
Right.
And I thought that was wrong.
I thought so too.
Frankly.
So we're going to correct that in the podcast. But I found out from this research that there is a Hydrox Oreo situation going on in the crayon world.
Oh, no.
Prang, which is at best and also ran in the crayon competition, it was actually around before Crayola or making
Prang?
crayons. Remember Prang?
No.
I think they're still around. Prang.
Were they the square ones?
No. I think they were just an off brand.
Okay.
But it's like Hydrox.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks Hydrox is a knockoff. No, Oreo's the knockoff.
But better, but the superior cookie.
Exactly. Same with Crayola crayons. And Prang's what did we do? Why'd you pick us? I'm sorry, Prang. This is just the reality of the situation that I'm pointing out here. Yeah.
I think.
So, I learned a lot about this, but more than anything, I was just taken back to my childhood because childhood and Crayola go hand in hand.
Yeah. Play-Doh, Crayola crayons.
Yeah.
And we need to do an Elmer's glue at some point.
Sure.
Just knock off the big three.
Or paste.
Elmer's paste?
I had the purple kind with a pirate on it.
Oh.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
It was highly edible. So
I'm
much
sure
so
not
that
at all
actually,
toxic.
It made you, no, it wasn't toxic. I mean, as far as I know.
Right.
But it made you want to eat it. Like you wake up and be like, I think I'm going to eat a little of that paste today at school.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's funny you mentioned nostalgia though, because you probably did too, went to the Crayola facts and figures page. And there was a Yale study that found, Yale University that is.
Right.
They found that the smell of the crayon, the Crayola crayon.
Yeah, specifically.
Is ranked number 18 on the most recognizable scents for adults, just ahead of coffee and peanut butter.
Yeah.
Like that's how, and I bet you Play-Doh's up there too.
Isn't that crazy though that somebody's like, oh, I would have never guessed that was coffee, but they got the Crayola crayon scent.
Yeah.
Weirdos.
Yeah. Peanut butter. What is that? Feels like
it's a weird concoction.
Yeah. Is that a turd?
Gross. That word is just borderline acceptable to me.
I think it's one of the great gross words because of the way it's spelled.
Yeah. And
more than anything.
The way you spit out the word.
Yeah. T-U-R-D. It just looks gross.
But you make the sound that you make when you encounter the smell of poop in a bathroom or something like turd, right? I think that's one of the reasons why I don't like it. It's just too visceral.
Oh man. All right. So let's get into this.
Okay. So crayons have not been around very long, Chuck.
The crayon as we know it, as in the little round, childhood writing implement, has only been around since, latter half of the 19th century. But this article goes through great pains to talk about a bunch of things that are not crayons.
Yeah.
But waxy, forms of art.
Right.
So we might as well talk about a little bit of that.
Like, did you find out how to pronounce this? Batik or batik?
Well, I said batik because I did this. Believe it or not.
Oh, you've done batik before?
I have.
Nice.
It was, weirdly, well, not weirdly, I guess. My elementary school, of which, my father was principal, as we know, had a lot of interesting programs. I can't remember the name of the class, but it was like,
let's get
it was sort of like an elective, but for elementary school.
Okay.
Yeah. It was the 80s, so it was probably called that.
Right.
But it was just different kind of, we did photography and
cool.
All sorts of cool stuff that usually don't get to do in grade school. But we did a batik course and my dad got really into it for a while.
Did he really?
We were batiking in our family for a short time.
Was this like right before he got into bedazzling?
He never got into that.
Oh, okay.
No, he was into photography and batiking.
Yeah.
So we would batik, like the only thing that I remember was doing, you're going to think this is good. We did, Herschel Walker, Georgia Bulldog batik canvases.
Nice.
That we framed.
Right.
Yeah.
So, let me figure this out.
Just unpack that one.
There was like an image of Herschel Walker on a canvas.
Yeah, I think.
Or you drew Herschel Walker in. Okay.
It would look nothing like Herschel Walker.
So how was it a Herschel Walker canvas?
I think if I remember correctly, like we would get an artist to do it.
Okay.
And then we would batik on like a cloth canvas and then we would batik that.
So you would take wax and trace it over it or something like that?
Yeah, I don't think it may not have been true in the batik style.
Okay.
We're dancing around this a lot and people are like, what the heck is batik?
Oh yeah, we should say.
It is a method of dyeing cloth where you create these patterns. You spread this hot wax over a cloth.
Right.
And then
the cloth likes it.
And then you dye it. And then the pigment doesn't get where the wax is. And then later you remove the wax.
Right.
But we may have done just some weird, Southern version of that because I remember like waxing already inked things and then you would crumple them up and wrinkle them.
Okay.
And then it would give this cool, like when you would wrinkle a waxy fabric, what that might look like.
Shabby chiking.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
So batik strikes me as kind of like tie-dye.
It was, well, I mean, the end effect could look sort of like tie-dye.
Right. It didn't have to though.
But it didn't have to.
Right. But the point was, and the whole reason it's making an appearance here,
is that it's not like
it involves wax and pigment.
Right.
So at least 2,000 possibly even as far back as 4,000 years ago, there were people who had put together that you could do cool things with wax and pigment.
Yes.
Right?
But batik is really not a crayon in any way.
No, it's not.
It's a process.
Right. But it's the seed, the kernel of the beginning of an idea of a crayon.
Yeah, I think the
It's
encaustic art is much closer.
Okay, well, a caustic art is
Encaustic?
encaustic.
Yeah.
It's basically where you take a deconstructed crayon and rub it on something.
Uh-huh.
That's encaustic art, basically. It's taking pigment and then some sort of waxy substance, and melting it together, and then just, using it to decorate. Maybe as like a finger paint or something like that. And then I guess the wax hardens and you've got art.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff looks really cool. Did you look at any encaustic art?
I didn't see any encaustic art.
Really beautiful stuff.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what kind of art would you make with this?
Well, I mean, any kind. Like, if you just looked at it on a picture on your phone, you would just think it looks like a regular painting.
Oh, really? Is there like a 3-dimensional quality to it, though? Because it's wax?
Maybe. That's what I would guess. Like, it's one of those things where you get up close to it and you go, oh.
I see.
Because I'm always doing it at museums.
Right. I know. I've been to a museum with you.
Oh.
All those docents that have shushed you. Man, if I had a nickel for every one.
And then, of course, very famous artists like DaVinci and Edvard Munch. And basically, it sounds like kind of all of them were making their own crayons.
Yeah.
In the truest sense of the word crayon, which is French for pencil.
Right.
From cray, which means chalk.
Right. C-R-A-I-E, right?
Yes, and that's from the Latin creta, which meant chalk.
Right.
So this was not chalk.
No, it wasn't. But chalk is kind of similar. And in fact, the earliest manufactured crayon, the Conte crayon, basically grew out of chalk. Chalk is pigment and
chalk.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
And artists would use chalks, like you can use still today. Some people create art using chalks, right?
Yeah, pastels.
Right, pastels. That's what I was looking for. So you've got pastels. It's not a really difficult hop, skip, and jump to say, well, how about instead of chalk, we use wax and see what happens. And that's where the Conte crayon came from. But the problem is I believe it was made from beeswax, as most crayons were up to the early 19th century.
Yeah.
And you, I think, had to warm it before you used it. So you probably had to take a flame to it for a little while, melt it a little bit, or at least get it a little malleable before you could use it. And the earliest Conte crayons were black, brown, and red. Get a load of the beauty of those three together.
If you looked up, is it Conte or Conte?
I'm saying Conte.
Conte.
I'm splitting the difference between the two.
By the way, have you seen the response from the psychopathy?
Who says it like that? Nut jobs say it like that.
Apparently psychopathy is just wrong.
Yeah, it's apparently a real pet peeve of some people who really need to calm down.
And it's psychopathy. So,
I don't say it like that. I never will.
Yeah.
Psychopathy.
Psychopath.
It's like,
that guy's a real psychopath.
People would just edge away from you. Psychopathy.
Wait, and spoiler alert, I'm going to read an email from a legit psychopath.
Yeah, we got a few emails from psychopaths.
Yeah, it's psychopaths. But if you look up the Conte crayon and a photo of it, you would see that and go, oh, I've seen those in art stores.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I know what those are.
Yeah.
It's kind of like for adult artists who want to do crayon art.
That's where crayons came from.
Yeah. I mean, it was legit art.
Right. And like you said, a lot of the earlier artists, mid 19th century artists made their own.
Yeah.
And then the first manufacturers of crayons were making them for artists.
Correct.
So we'll get back into the history of crayons after we take a break. How about that?
Let's do it.
Okay. Hey everybody, we're here to talk to you about Wayfair. who believes that spaces should be functional, they should be comfortable, they should be well designed, and they can be well designed by you with their help.
Your updated space should feel more comfortable, inviting, and practical for everyday use. And we're talking about outdoor seating. We're talking about grills. We're talking about major appliances. If you need storage solutions, Wayfair can help you out. Patio lighting, rugs, decor. It is your one-stop shop for home.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting nice out, so it's time to think about living outdoors for the next few months. And Wayfair knows that outdoor furniture, it's heavy, it's intimidating to assemble. So Wayfair has stepped in and said, we're going to handle the hard part so you don't have to.
That's right. You can shop Wayfair Verified, your shortcut to the good stuff. And that means their team of product specialists are going to vet everything by hand using a 10-point inspection, testing things like, quality materials, functionality, and features, and even how long it takes to build that piece of furniture. And the overall experience save time, reduce hassle, and improved convenience.
Patio season is here, and these deals won't last. So head to wayfair.com right now to get your outdoor space ready for way less. That's WAYFAIR.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
You might know Michelin for its tires, or maybe even its stars, but there's so much more to the story. Michelin isn't just a tire company, it's an innovation company. From connected mobility solutions to high-tech materials, innovation fuels everything Michelin does.
That's right. And in 2025, Michelin was recognized as a most innovative company in automotive by Fast Company. It's all part of a big picture vision Michelin calls Michelin in Motion, putting a vision of innovation at the heart of everything it does.
Yeah, and get this, Michelin's going way beyond tires. Michelin isn't just making better tires, they're helping build a better future. Why this innovation matters? Well, Michelin is taking on one of the toughest mobility challenges out there, space. Michelin is developing an airless wheel for lunar exploration.
Wow.
The Michelin Lunar Airless Wheel was named Concept of the Year, recognizing Michelin's technological expertise in the most extreme environments at the 2026 Tire Technology Expo.
That's right, and you can learn more at www.michelinman.com/y-Michelin/innovation.
Okay, so when we left off, the manufacture of crayons was about to begin, and it was all for artists.
I'm in the corner batiking Herschel Walker.
I don't even know what you were doing. Well, I don't think it was batiking, though.
It was definitely batiking. I bet you my dad still has some of this stuff in his basement.
Well, can you bring one to work for show and tell?
Maybe I will.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to bring it up every episode.
So where did we leave off? The modern crayon is in its infancy?
So the Conte crayon, is invented, and I think that was the late 18th century. And then by the 1820s, so apparently it's lost to history, who actually created the first crayon that we would recognize as a crayon today.
Yeah, which surprises me.
But this article points out a manufacturer named Joseph Lemercier, who by the 1820s was producing wax crayons.
Right.
Again, though, these things are beeswax. It is not easy to work with. It was way easier to go to the store and buy them, but once you bought them, it was still kind of a pain to use.
Yeah, and I thought this was funny too. There was another company in Germany about 15 years later, J.S. Stadler, that had the same crayons, but they were all encased in wood, which just seemed like a very German thing to do.
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I don't know. It just struck me as very German.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know, they wanted to be clean and
they don't want
stiff.
to get their hands dirty or anything.
So like you said, beeswax, no good. Was doing the job, I guess, but this is before kids were using this stuff at all, I think.
Yeah. Again, they're making them for artists, but even artists are like, this is not easy to use.
Right.
If there's one thing that can be traced back to the Industrial Revolution, that depends on the Industrial Revolution, it is the crayon. I mean, sure, tons of other stuff. Forward economic progress, all that.
Yeah.
Wealth, capital, all of that depended on the Industrial Revolution, but so too did the crayon, like to a surprising degree. And it starts with coal mining, right?
What?
Yeah. In Eastern Europe, they were mining coal. And they found from the coal mining and the process of mining coal, there was a byproduct called Saracen.
I'm a big fan of byproduct use.
Me too.
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Saracen was softer than beeswax, which was a big plus.
Mm-hmm.
Cheaper than beeswax, which is always good.
Yep.
If you're in the money-making business. And so there was a Czech company, Offenheim and Ziffa, who started making crayons out of that stuff. And as our article puts it, it was soon praised for its durability of the marks that it made.
Right.
So it was the good stuff.
Right. It was easy to use and it left a good mark behind, which are two things you want in a crayon, especially if you're an artist, right?
Yeah, you don't want disappearing ink.
No. So somebody said, oh, what else can we get from coal? And a few years down the line, right around the Civil War, a little after the Civil War, a guy named Charles A. Bowley. Let's say Bowley.
Yeah.
He was a manufacturer from Massachusetts who started using something called paraffin.
Breakthrough.
Everybody's heard of paraffin wax, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a package of paraffin wax that you get at the grocery store?
Sure I have.
Have you ever noticed that most of the paraffin wax is Gulf brand, the same Gulf that owns the Gulf 76 gas stations?
Have not, because it's a byproduct?
Yes, and I never knew that until today. I'm like, why would Gulf be into gas stations?
Yeah.
And wax that you buy at the grocery store? It never made any sense to me. Now I understand because it's a byproduct of fossil fuel mining.
Yeah, like why does Yamaha make keyboards and motorcycles?
That's a great question. I don't know that there's an answer to that one. Like diversification, maybe?
I would like to be in on that meeting. Like, we're really good at motorcycles, so I'm thinking keyboards. Thinking guitars.
Yeah.
So I need to look at paraffin in the store. Where is it usually, like in the baked goods or?
Yeah, like wherever
baking?
You'll find like mason jars, that kind of thing.
Oh, so like an old country store.
No, they have it at the grocery store. You just always walk past it unless you're looking for it.
Gotcha.
You know?
All right, I'll check it out. And it's Gulf usually?
Yeah. That's in my experience, it's always Gulf.
I bet I've walked past it a million times.
I bet you have too.
All right, well, I'm going to keep a lookout next time I'm in the
grocery store?
No, the bell jar aisle.
Right.
Wait,
I think that's probably the baking good aisle.
Okay.
Yeah, bell jar.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm not on my game today, so I appreciate it.
It's all right, man.
So that was also derived from coal, but I guess now petroleum? Is that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
As far as I know, it's a fossil fuel byproduct.
Okay.
I'm really hedging here.
Gotcha. We don't want to get into the ins and outs of the Gulf Corporation.
Right.
So that was when Bowley struck gold and everyone,
Black gold.
Yeah, everyone was like, this is the stuff. This is even better than Saracen.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, all right, take these and make them into pencils.
Right. He was the first one to make round crayons that we would recognize now as crayons.
Yeah.
He was the guy. And this was around the Civil War in the United States.
Yeah. So couple this with, post-Civil War industrialization, like you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And then couple this with, this thing that was happening in the country, which is, well, hey, maybe we should start, instead of sending kids out in the fields when they're 6,
right.
Maybe we should start educating them a little earlier in life. And kindergarten was born.
Yeah. Again, though, from industrialization.
Yeah.
Because
they
not
didn't
only
need to be out in the fields as much, I guess. Huh?
They didn't, and they needed to be prepared for a life outside of the fields, which school would prepare them for.
Yeah, pre-factory work.
Right. I actually saw a really interesting article once that basically said like schooling is, at the very least initially, was meant to prepare you for long periods of monotonous work, basically busy work, that you were being prepared for life in the factory by being having that inculcated in you, like that level of patience and just saying
getting
like,
up every day and going to a place.
Right. And then just like doing the same thing. Yeah. It's just kind of a droney kind of thing that schooling was preparing you for factory work.
Interesting. But they made school too fun.
They did.
Eventually, because I was one of those kids who kind of like school for the most part.
Well, if your dad was leading batik classes,
Yeah, exactly.
I can see how you would, right?
Dude, we were rappelling off of mountains in my elementary school.
Yeah, that's not how they initially viewed it.
No.
You
probably don't do that today either.
No, I think you hit it at just the point where school had gotten more fun than originally planned.
Right.
But much more dangerous than is allowed today.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
For sure.
All those, like that parental slip or the permission slip.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that holds water legally anymore.
Probably not.
I think that's one step of like 15 to be able to go on a field trip.
Yeah, it was like literally your child will be going down a mountain via rope, as taught by your principal. And it was on a piece of paper that was like cut into thirds.
Right. Right.
It wasn't even an 8x10 piece of paper.
Yeah.
Or 8.5 by 11.
And there's an asterisk that said principal does not know what he's doing. But what I was saying ultimately was that was industrialization. So
yes.
Coal mining industrialization led to the
byproduct
paraffin wax, right? Industrialization, getting kids prepared for factory work, led to school.
Uh-huh.
And in school, they wanted crayons.
Yeah. So
that led to the creation of crayons. And then industrialization itself, mass producing crayons, led to the rise of crayons and specifically Crayola crayons.
Yeah, and why did they love them in school? Because they didn't make a big mess.
Right.
It's not like paint that, if you've ever been in a kid's class of paint, you know what happens there.
Man, remember wearing like your dad's shirt backwards as like a smock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just no muss, no fuss. It's a very, very tight, handy little clean product for a kid.
It is.
To use.
Yeah. The problem was, like you said, a lot of these things were toxic.
Oh, yeah.
At the time. So there was a company called Binney and Smith. And Binney and Smith, you would love them, Chuck, if you like reusing stuff.
Yeah, they were cousins, right?
I believe.
I think so.
Were they?
Yeah.
But they were big time into like finding byproducts of stuff and finding new uses for it, right?
Hey, Benny, what are you going to do with that?
You're gonna eat that sandwich? You're gonna eat the rest of that?
Sure, Smith.
So they had a patent on an iron oxide red that most farmers used in their barns.
Yeah.
That's how they really started to make their money. They came up with a true black, a carbon black that was used again as a byproduct of something or other. I don't know. But they already had crayons in use. They used them to mark their own shipments in their factories, in their warehouses.
Yeah.
But Mr. Binney's wife, Alice, was a teacher, and she said, hey, you guys should start manufacturing these.
Well, they were already in the pigment business, so it made sense.
Right. So they took the paraffin wax that Bowley had come up with for using.
Mm-hmm.
They took their pigments that they already had, and then they said, we need to figure out how to make this non-toxic, tinkered around with it a little bit, and the Crayola crayon was born, I think in the 1880s.
Yeah, and they, I believe are still mostly made in the U.S., and I think are still, even they were bought out in the mid-80s by Hallmark, during, the big Hallmark takeover of the mid-80s.
Right.
When they just started buying everything.
Sure.
They're like, DuPont, we own you now.
Right, ABC.
Forks Township, Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken, is where Crayola still is after all these years.
Oh, is that right? I saw Easton.
Oh, really?
Maybe that's where they started out.
I think it's Forks Township now.
Okay.
Well, we will hear from the good people of Pennsylvania.
You know we will.
I'm sure. But they eventually, Binney and Smith Company became Crayola.
Right, yeah, they finally just said, enough of this screwing around. It's not Binney and Smith presents Crayola. Crayola is the whole thing.
Yeah, which obviously came from the word crayon.
And then oleogenic.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Oily.
Oh. Huh. I thought you were pulling my leg.
No, and it was Mrs. Binney that came up with the name, too. But the fact that she was a teacher helped a lot because Binney, at least, was predisposed to listening to teachers. And at the time, teachers were starting to get a little more clout. Their role in society was developing and strengthening. And that by the 1920s, every state in the Union had a requirement that a kid between the ages of 8 and 14 had to go to school.
Yeah.
So there was like a ready-made
relationship
No, what's the
product?
demand
Yes.
in schooling. And apparently one of the first customers of Crayola was the U.S. government, who bought them for the Native American schools that they forced kids into.
Oh.
They said, hey, we took you from your family and we're destroying your culture while you're here, but have you seen crayons before?
Wow.
These are awesome, huh?
Shall we take another break?
Yes.
All right, well, let's do so, and we'll come back and talk a little bit how Crayola crayons are made, and believe it or not, a little bit about controversy with crayons.
You might know Michelin for its tires, or maybe even its stars, but there's so much more to the story. Michelin isn't just a tire company, it's an innovation company. From connected mobility solutions to high-tech materials, innovation fuels everything Michelin does.
That's right, and in 2025, Michelin was recognized as a most innovative company in automotive by Fast Company. It's all part of a big picture vision Michelin calls Michelin in Motion, putting a vision of innovation at the heart of everything it does.
Yeah, and get this, Michelin's going way beyond tires. Michelin isn't just making better tires, they're helping build a better future. Why this innovation matters? Well, Michelin is taking on one of the toughest mobility challenges out there, space. Michelin is developing an airless wheel for lunar exploration.
Wow.
The Michelin Lunar Airless Wheel was named Concept of the Year, recognizing Michelin's technological expertise in the most extreme environments at the 2026 Tire Technology Expo.
That's right, and you can learn more at www.michelinman.com/y-Michelin/innovation. So you're considering getting a home security system, but you want something that fits your space. Well, with ADT Blue, it's easy to customize a system that's right for you and set it up yourself. Just pick the kit and monitoring system that makes sense for your home.
Yeah, well, let's say you're worried about package theft right off your front porch. The ADT Plus app can walk you through setting up a new doorbell camera kit. Once it's installed, ADT Pros can help you keep tabs on it 24/7, or you can manage it yourself from the ADT Plus app.
That's right. There are no long-term contracts, so you can change your monitoring plan whenever you want. The flexibility doesn't end there either. You can add to your system as you need with things like extra cameras or motion sensors.
Some life decisions are hard, but thanks to ADT Blue, you can get DIY trusted ADT home security in a snap. Head to ADT.com/BLU to build your system today. And to find out more about home protection, check out a new episode of Grown Up Stuff with security expert Joe Mazza out on June 9th. Okay, so industrialization gives us Crayola. Crayola takes the stick and runs with it, right?
And who was the other company?
Prang.
Prang's just
Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, does it?
in a corner crying.
Did you ever see a box of crayons that weren't Crayola? Like, there's something wrong with them, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
it doesn't look right.
It's definitely one of those brands that was so iconic and synonymous with its own product that you felt like, you felt bad for the kids who didn't have the Crayola crayons.
Sure. Yeah, I hope I'm not coming off as elitist. I'm
your fancy $6 box of crayons.
I had knockoff crayons myself, but I was also quite familiar with Crayola, and I always just loved the Crayola ones. The knockoff crayons never evoked any emotional response to me. Somehow Crayola did.
Well, I'm looking at Prang now, and I definitely have never even seen these.
Maybe I was the only kid with the Prang crayons.
Well, and I know the good people at Prang right now are screaming, "We're not knockoffs." We pointed that out earlier.
Yeah, we already said that earlier. You should listen to the whole episode.
Remember the giant box that had the sharpener in the back?
So let me give you a little bit about that. Are you just bringing it up, or were you going to say something?
Oh no, it just sort of occurred to me that, how many crayons were this? 60 something?
Started off as 64.
Okay.
Introduced in 1958.
All right.
It was the first box, I believe, with the flip top box.
Yeah.
What they call the stadium seating.
Yeah.
And the built-in sharpener.
Yeah, in the back.
And it debuted on Captain Kangaroo on his show.
Okay. As a commercial? Or he used them?
I'm sure he blurred the lines there.
Gotcha.
Hey,
One of
kids,
those.
look at this new thing. You're going to love this.
Yeah, and he had wads of cash coming out of his pocket.
Sure, right.
Out of his green jeans.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, it was a different dude.
That was Mr. Green Jeans. Yeah, I think he wore his pants once in a while.
Sure.
Just to show him who's boss.
Yeah, I used to love those because one of my big peeves still as an adult is a dull crayon.
Yeah.
So that sharpener.
I
would waste a lot of wax trying to get the thing sharp.
It was a huge innovation for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the saddest crayon is the broken in half one.
Yeah.
That is worn down so, it's not even a round mound at this point. It's worn down to the paper.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to start peeling the paper away.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I was just like, I don't want to play with this anymore.
Or what about the communist who would like use it sideways rather than at its point? They would just rub it lengthwise so that it would flatten out on one side.
They were probably artists.
I guess.
Trying to, create shading patterns or something.
Well, it was lost on me at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't realized that. I yelled at a lot of kids unnecessarily, apparently.
Yeah, I use crayons for my very now famous Village People portrait.
Right. What else are you going to use for that?
I don't know, maybe colored pencils, but
sure.
That's if you're just trying to impress somebody.
Yeah, I never got into those. They're hard to, they just didn't show up quite as well. Crayons says, I'm here.
Yeah, and you press down hard, and when you pull it off the page, sometimes it would stick a little bit, and it would make that little sound when you pulled it off.
I forgot about that sound, man.
John Hodgman is having a very hard time if he's listening to this nostalgia-laden episode.
He moved on a while back.
Yeah.
Not just from this episode either.
Oh, you don't think he listens anymore?
Probably not.
I know a bunch of podcasters now, and none of them they stop listening once they get to know somebody for the most part. I don't do that. I enjoy hearing my friends' podcasts. I think that makes me an outlier, though.
Yeah.
Because I've heard several remark like, I can't listen anymore now that we're friends.
Well, I wonder if it's kind of like, if you like somebody in real life, you very frequently can't be friends with them on Facebook because it's just like a different hateable side of them.
I thought that's how Facebook worked. No?
In ideal situations, but you've never had somebody where you're just like, I can't listen to you rant about this for another minute. I'm not friends on Facebook anymore.
Yeah. I got you.
Because I like you in real life and I want to keep liking you in real life, but I'm going to hate your guts if we remain Facebook friends or if I keep following you on Twitter because I can't stand you on social media.
Yeah.
But in real life, I really like you.
I know what you mean. Totally.
It's probably the same thing.
I got a dude like that. And it's not even like political stuff. It's just, I don't know, sort of jerky complaining where I'm like, that's who you are?
Yeah.
It's like, I thought you were a real nice guy.
Right. but that's what I'm saying. It's like, it brings out the worst. Social media brings out the worst in people.
Yeah.
The worst.
Worst. Yeah. All right. So where were we?
Oh, we were talking about crayons.
Right.
So we hadn't really started yet talking about the colors. I feel like we should.
Yeah.
Because there's one thing, this is what Crayola did better than anybody else. So early on, they identified another company, a rival company.
Right.
Called Munsell.
Oh.
And Munsell made really high-end crayons for artists. And Crayola said, you're making better crayons than we are. We're going to buy you. We're going to buy your crayon division. So they adopted the techniques and the pigments that Munsell made. But Munsell, since they were gearing themselves toward artists, their packages would say like 5 intermediate hued, medium chrome, medium value artist crayons.
Right.
And so instead of having keeping the Munsell words, which would be like medium reddish blue or something like that, they would change the name to plum.
Right.
And then they would use other great names like periwinkle. Dandelion. Nowadays it's things like macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Or razzmatazz raspberry.
Not a fan of that.
Okay, but they use names that kids can get into and that not only can get into, like those words swirling around in your consciousness help shape your worldview. Like the world was kind of beautiful and there were these beautiful words and things involved in it.
Burnt sienna.
But yeah, that was not one of them. But and as a matter of fact, some of their early crayons were called things like Venetian red or cobalt blue, stuff you would find in an artist's paint box.
Yeah.
And they figured out very early on that the name of the color means as much as the color itself.
Yeah, and I think the first editions in 1903 they used some of the copper and gold, and wasn't there one other one?
Silver.
Yeah, silver, of course. And they didn't use any other metallics till the 1980s.
Right.
I guess they had it covered there, but I think you're right. The naming, I mean, that's also gotten them into a little bit of trouble. We talked about a little controversy.
Yeah.
And you didn't think about this when you were a little kid in the 70s and 80s.
Well, not as a little white kid.
No, we're more forward-thinking society now.
Definitely.
So when you
hold on, say that again.
We're more forward-thinking society now.
Yeah.
So when you see a crayon, that's called flesh, and it's clearly, white person, peachy sort of complexion of a crayon, that's not cool because they're all different colors of people. And Crayola got it right. I don't know if it was from intense pressure or internally or what, but when was it? 1962.
Yeah.
They said, yeah, we probably shouldn't call this color flesh.
Apparently this was teachers again. This was Crayola
really?
listening to teachers and teachers saying like, I don't think this is okay.
Yeah.
There's apparently a study that found that kids typically use that to color in drawings of people as like a default skin color. Mm-hmm. So Crayola very wisely, I think, and magnanimously said, sorry about that. We're going to change it to peach, like you said.
Yeah. And then they also said, on their part, they said, what we were talking about was what they called the more or less universal color found on the palm of hands. But I don't know if I buy that.
That was apparently the company line.
And I'm not sure if I buy that that's even true from this article.
Right. What about this one? Just seems so patently racist that I can't believe it was ever a name until you look into it a little further. Indian red.
Yes, which was apparently derived from a plant pigment in India, and they didn't mean it like that. But then they thought, hey, maybe that's an association people are going to make. Probably not a good idea.
Again, apparently teachers saying like, what are you guys doing? That's like as bad as having your team's baseball mascot Chief Nakahoma or something like that.
Yeah, her Chief Wahoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. They changed Indian red to chestnut in,
which
I
I like.
What year. Yeah, chestnut.
It's very nice.
It's a great name. No, Bert Sienna.
Apparently also they've only dropped one other name, although they have like something like 301 what are called true colors.
Yeah.
But then something like 800 names. So they've clearly used different names for the same color before. Like magenta was renamed, or red violet was renamed magenta, I believe. So they'll do that old switcheroo here or there.
Yeah.
But apparently there are only 3 names they just completely got rid of. Or no, maybe there's a 4th one they retired, or they retired the color dandelion. But
just this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Indian red, flesh, and Prussian blue were all names that were taken out and never brought back. And Prussian blue, not for any reason other than kids couldn't identify with Prussia.
Yeah.
Because no one knows what Prussia is anymore.
I think you might have said 301. There's 331.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I saw an article. It was like a college newspaper on their website. They said that Crayola sold more than 100,000 crayons. I was like, I think you're missing 3 or more zeros there.
Unless it was like today.
Right, right.
That's pretty funny.
It got me.
They now, like any company, can't just leave it with the good old fashioned crayons. You got to diversify. So
sure,
you see things these days like neon colors and of course they make markers and all kinds of good stuff like that.
I love the Crayola markers.
Yeah, me too.
The big fat marker.
Uh-huh.
Just the shape, the white with the color against it and everything. I loved them.
Well, and a lot of those now for kids are washable. So, when the kid draws on the coffee table, it just wipes right off.
Right.
Very, very nice.
Or the brand new white couch, which why did you even get that when you have a kid? What are you thinking?
Oh, we would never have that because of wine consumption.
Sure.
It would be a purple couch
Right.
after a couple of years.
It'd be magenta.
I've got some Crayola facts for you.
Well, first, okay, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
The largest one, of course, any iconic brand like this is going to make a super giant one put on display somewhere.
Oh, they did that, huh?
Yeah, Big Blue. And it's kind of neat the way they did it, though. They took 123,000 old blue crayons that they gathered from kids all over the country, and they melted those down into Big Blue.
Oh, that's cool.
Giant 1,500-pound crayon.
That's a great fate for some used-up crayons, you know?
Yeah, make $3 billion a year, not 100,000. I don't know what that guy was thinking.
I don't either. Maybe they meant a minute, or they left off. There was something missing from that sentence.
I think
for
so.
Sure.
And the average kid, supposedly, and I'm sure they're talking about dumb old American kids, by the time they're 10 years old, they have gone through 720 crayons. Crayola brand crayons.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, we probably could have gotten some dough out of these guys.
Well, maybe we should retroactively. Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, we get money out of Crayola and we get sued by Prang.
Right.
And then it all just comes out to zero.
Right. We give Prang our Crayola money. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Crayola apparently also did a survey to find out what the top 10 colors are of all time.
Oh, yeah?
Blue.
Sure.
That's my favorite color. But my favorite crayon is probably violet.
Oh, okay.
Just the whole concept of it.
Yeah.
That's number 3. Violet is number 2 is red. Green is 4. Carnation pink is 5. Black is 6. Just straight up black. You like the black crayon, huh?
Well,
that
yeah.
was for drawing lines.
Yeah,
to me.
outlining things.
Okay,
Very
well, that
important.
would make sense. I got it. Turquoise blue, blue green.
Yeah.
Periwinkle.
Yeah, nice name.
I think so too. But it's also a nice, lovely type of silvery blue, if I remember correctly, right?
I think so.
Silvery purplish? I'm not sure.
I'm not very good with colors. Emily's great with that stuff.
And that we'll ask her.
Yeah.
Say, what's periwinkle?
Yeah, and she'll say, but I need a thing. She'll say like, oh, the whatever in our house is periwinkle.
I gotcha.
You know?
I gotcha. And then magenta.
Yes.
Not big on magenta.
Eh.
I think that's it, Chuck. What's your favorite of all time?
I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite color of crayon, or maybe at all.
I see.
I like black.
Okay, we'll go with that. Johnny Cash.
I do have one more thing. It's funny that one thing that we usually do is look at just when we're searching things online, we'll look at news,
right,
just to see if there's anything breaking.
Right.
And believe it or not, I looked at Crayola, and it was an 8-minute old story.
Wow.
Breaking story.
That is breaking.
Right before we recorded.
Not like CNN breaking news, like actual breaking news.
That's right. They have, they're releasing a new blue this year. There was some scientists at Oregon State University. Go Ducks. Ducks? No, that's University of Oregon.
Ooh, you almost got us killed. Oregon State.
The Loggers.
Periwinkle Cowboys.
In 2009 at Oregon State, they were doing some research trying to discover materials for electronics.
Ooh, that's high tech.
As often happens, and something accidental occurred. They mixed an oxide with some other chemicals, heated it up, and they discovered a brand new pigment of blue in 2009. YINMN. Yinmen. I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
That's not very marketable.
But it's sort of cobalty.
I like cobalt blue.
Yeah, this is very vivid blue.
Wow.
And we should do something on pigments at some point, because it's just weird to me that they could say like, no, this is a brand new color.
Right.
Yeah, but they did.
Let's definitely do that.
That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The science behind that. So Crayola is making this Yinmen into and they outsourced it. They've let kids vote. Many entrants to this name, and they are naming it Bluetiful.
Oh.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's like get your color naming staff back. Get the team back together, Crayola.
Yeah, Bluetiful is what happens when you ask 10,000 6-year-olds.
Right.
So Bluetiful's coming out just in time for the holiday season.
Nice. Well, there you go. That's crayons, specifically Crayola crayons. Sorry for the buzz marketing, but we couldn't help it.
Did we get Oregon State? They're the Cowboys, right?
No,
that's
the
Oklahoma
Beavers.
State. Beavers.
Thank you, guest producer Matt, for looking it up. I like periwinkle cowboys.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to know more about crayons, go get some crayons. Break them open and smell them. It'll tell you everything you need to know. And in the meantime, it's time for listener mail.
And I also want to say to the good people of praying, once again, people should support praying.
Sure.
As well.
As the OG.
At the very least, go out and diversify your crayon portfolio.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
All right.
Like Yamaha did with their keyboard.
Yeah, and jet skis. That makes a little more sense. At least they knew how to make engines for a motorcycle.
Yeah.
All right, I'm reading another Satanist reply, but it felt like this one should be read.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm a Christian pastor.
Oh, I love this one.
As such, I hold strong religious convictions, and yet I've always found it incredibly important, both personally and professionally, to learn what I can about other belief systems. So you're doing it right.
Restoring my faith in humanity.
I want to thank you for the episode on the Church of Satan. It's not an organization that I've taken the opportunity to learn much about, perhaps out of fear or pride, but I found what you shared to be very informational. In any study of other belief systems, it is not only important to know what we disagree on, but perhaps just as importantly, what we do agree on. While there are clearly areas where Satanists and I would never agree, there are actually many things that we have in common. In a climate of increased divisiveness, it is important to focus on what we share, not what divides us. Your episode opened my mind and gave me new insight, and for that I am incredibly grateful. Thank you for your show. Please keep up the good work. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Signed Peace, Reverend Lee Benish of Temple, Texas.
Thank you, Reverend Lee, soon to be former Reverend.
And this is Lee, Lady Lee, Leigh.
I saw that. But it could be a man.
No, it's a lady.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Well, thank you, Reverend Lee. Again, seriously, we heard from you and from one other Reverend who basically said, thanks for opening my eyes. And
sure.
But I find it very interesting, too, not just opening their eyes, but also, restoring their faith. It confirmed their faith.
Right.
They're
not running out to join the Church of Satan.
Right. It was challenged. They thought about it, and they said, nope, I'm doubling down. I feel good about this after being confronted with opposing viewpoints.
That's how it's done, folks. It's called critical thinking.
Yeah, nicely done. If you want to get in touch with us, you can tweet to us. I'm at Josh M. Clark and at SYSK Podcast, both on Twitter. You can hang out with Chuck at Charles W. Chuck Bryan on Facebook or at Stuff You Should Know on Facebook. You can send us an email to stuffpodcast@howstuffworks.com. And as always, join us at our home on the web, stuffyoushouldknow.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com.
You could be adored by everyone and still completely ignored by your cat. Trust me, I know. But if you feed your cat Sheba, you can go from being ignored to truly adored in 12 days, guaranteed, or your money back. Sheba has a full menu of products, appetizers, entrees, treats, even a kitten's menu. It's so cute, so Sheba has a product for even the pickiest eater. Like Sheba Puree, it's made with bone broth, they are chef-inspired flavors, it's got a smooth and creamy texture that cats love, and contains no corn, wheat, soy, or artificial flavors. It's food that your cat's gonna love. To learn more, check out Sheba.com. That's SHEBA.com.
Introducing the all-new Mazda CX-5, featuring more connection.
Hey Google, where's the nearest Pilates class?
Safety that has your back. More discovery on the scenic routes. More passion in the details. And more control in changing weather. The all-new Mazda CX-5. More to move every side of you. See it in 5 films at MazdaUSA.com/5sides.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC. Sequences shortened and simulated.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.